Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. I was watching the video of Deva Bratt and he was speaking on his past of what took place with the entire Vibes cartel, the Gaza Portmore Empire, how it started and what took place during that time period among many and how they had a falling out and all of that. And he strongly believed that he's being blackballed and he has his talent, he's putting his things forward. Persons were calling in on the live and they were voicing their opinion and they were letting him know that we're in the social media era and you can use your platform to your advantage because there are persons out there with zero talent and they make money off social media, and so he can do the same and stuff. And he's saying that it matters not what he does, he's still being blackballed and he's passionate about what he does and stuff like that. Here's the thing. I understand where Deva Bratt is coming from with his past and how he was accused of RAPE and then it was settled. The matter was thrown out of court. I think the alleged victim did not pursue it or there was some sort of settlement or something to that effect. But the entire case was thrown out of court. And so he's saying that Vibes Cartel is sticking it a tape, Gaza or rape, as what he always says, or his moniker that he's using and running with it. Deva Bratt believes strongly that Vibes Cartel is taking a jab at him each time he does it. And not only that, when Vibes Cartel entered the US, no soon after, Deva Bratt was arrested. So persons are saying that there is some sort of connection between Vibes Cartel and his team with Deva Bratt in trying to get Deva Bratt out or try to tear him down or get him out of the way. They're also saying that, Deva Bratt, that is also saying that in his past, after the entire case and him and Vibes Cartel fallout, that was when Vibes Cartel started running with It a Tape, Gas and a Rape and all these songs that he was doing against SA and all these type of things. He was to take a jab at Deva Bratt. So him coming in 2025 and saying the same thing, he strongly believes that it's him, Vibes Cartel, is taking a jab at. But here's the thing, you know me, SS Devil Advocate, I will speak on things that's hidden in plain sight. I'll let you see what is actually out there. Deva Bratt, I strongly believe that, yes, your name was made from the entire Portmore Empire Gaza situation, from its advantages and disadvantages. Advantages in the fact that you showcase your talent, you got a name for yourself, you were in the spotlight. Disadvantages, the entire falling out, what took place, your case and stuff like that. So you make a name for yourself from there, and because of such, your entire notoriety is pivoted around that type of situation. So in order for you to continue with your notoriety or for you to continue on the wave that you're on, you have to incorporate Vibes Cartel and what took place to what you have dealing with now to push either your music, to push your content and whatever it is that you have doing on social media or in the social media space / entertainment. However, there is something that is called moving on. There's something called starting a new chapter. And unfortunately, there are many times it's really difficult for you to come off the road that you're on and get on a new road in order to do it. But you have to swallow the bitter pill and make a tough decision and decide to get on a positive road. I believe that was your attempt when you basically entered into the United States, and I think you're now a citizen there and stuff like that. It was to start a new page. However, you reverting to the past each time in order to get your name out there and stuff like that. It's not going to help you. We understand that you're very talented. That I will not take from you. I would never take a talent from any artist that's out there. So I'm well aware that you, Deva Bratt, is a very talented individual and you have a niche wherein you like to battle. You like to drop this track. That's your niche. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But you cannot enter a war with someone who has absolutely no interest in going to battle with you. They're only interested in taking subs through comments or through one and two subliminals that they will say on social media or whenever it is a phone is in front of them or a camera. That's the only time that they will say something that you would believe it's directed to you. Otherwise, from that, they have no interest in wanting to battle. So, if they have no interest in wanting to battle, unfortunately, you have to find a way to move on. You have to find a way to keep your name relevant without it being relating to Gaza. It's not going to be easy, however, it can be done. I remember someone calling in, or someone came on the live and they were giving you an advice and saying that teamwork does it. If you have people in your corner, develop a team, get a team together that can help to push you. And I think that's also a solid advice. But like I said, with a team, for those who are successful out there, the team has to be there for not just to make money, but also to see the success of the artists as much as themselves. Because the more money the artists make, they know the more money they will make. The more notoriety the artists generate from their talent, the more notoriety you will generate from your career and your professionalism working with the artists. So I strongly believe that if you get a team that is dedicated, it can happen. Team meaning persons who are PR, persons who live for social media or content creators. Also, a team that will stream your music, a team that will make sure that your music is always be on social media in every way. So whether it be a vlogger, whether it be one of those TikTokers or someone like that who is in the popular space, and they can use it for their intro, for their one of your songs as their intro for their live, or a vlogger can do the same as what they do with alkaline supporters do it when they're vlogging, and who else does it? The Gaza people also do it. So these are steps, these little fine intricate details that a lot of people look past. It helps the artist. Okay, it helps to keep the artist relevant. You also need vloggers in your corner, not just to push the music but also to speak on you. You're living a little bit sheltered from a person who was out there and was in the open, but you make your name only through what? A diss track. Each time it's coming up, there's a diss track, there's a diss track. So you carve a niche for yourself, and upon carving a niche for yourself, it's not going to keep you current at all times unless there is a beef that you're actually having with an artist. You are going to need vloggers, you're going to need content creators, you're going to need people from other social media platforms, as I said, like the TikTok, people who are trending, people who are current, people who are always up and about over in the social media space. You need them in your corner in order to help push it. You can't look at other artists also and say that, okay, it worked for them, it must work for you. Or sometimes we envision our success through the eyes of other people. We look at other people and say, oh, they are doing way less and yet they're getting more. They don't have a talent. They're not as talented as I am, but yet they're getting more notoriety. Their music is being played. This and that is taking place. You don't know what's happening behind closed door when it comes to a lot of people who are out there. Sometimes there is more than what meets the eye. You understand? So for them, you will see a lot of things that are taking place, but 5, 10 years later, they will come and they will tell you what they were actually going through. We've seen this time and time again. A lot of times also they end up not getting any royalty, not getting any shares when it comes to their music. Their intellectual property was stolen, or they were bamboozled out of it. And so a lot of things aren't always what it seems. So I strongly believe that once you have a team, and especially from the social media avenue, it can work for you. And I don't want you to be looking at your life through other persons or other artists out there. You understand? Because what they do and what works for them won't necessarily work for you. But we do know that once you constantly speak about an artist on social media, have more than one persons, especially people with a platform, people with an audience, people who are in position of influence that they call influencers. They come and they speak on you, or they're doing promotion for you, or they're doing some sort of endorsement, something for you. It will actually work. There are places that would host a party for you also in Jamaica. You have to think positive. You can't always be moving on a negative scale to say because of this, because of that. You are positioning yourself as a victim. So every speech that you make is from a victim mentality. You have to empower yourself and realize that only you can stop yourself. only you can stop yourself. But if you walk around and say that radio station, that place, and that place is not playing my music because of Vibes Cartel, you can leave that from that road, I should say, and go on the road that says, what can I do to further advance myself? The key word is to be creative. I said it with the massacre video. You have to be creative. You have to be creative in moving forward. Sometimes that road have ended, but you're insisting on traveling on the same road in order to get where you want to get, and you will not reach there. You have to leave that road, realize that the road is a dead end, it's going nowhere, and you have to leave off that road and just make a decision. What can I do to further advance my music career? You're already talented, which is number one. You have a voice, which I think you should dig deeper to get it more unique. So we can hear, for example, like a Movado, an alkaline voice, a Vibes Cartel voice, right? A Skeng voice also, a Skillibeng voice. These are people, they stand out for a reason because it's not just their content. They have a voice that is particularly unique, and it's not just in dancehall. If you take R&B, a Tony Braxton voice. You understand me? There are certain persons out there who automatically stands out, and that contributes to them having a longevity in music. It's not just the fact that they're talented, because so many persons are very talented. So I think, Deva Bratt, you need to leave the road that makes you a victim, see you as a victim, saying it's because of Vibes Cartel this, it's because of Vibes Cartel that, and get on the road that makes you feel empowered, that you go into self-empowerment, that you use positive affirmation, that you actually manifest it through telling yourself that these are the things that I'm going to try to do in order to push myself forward. Do not focus on who says no. Focus on who says yes. Focus on who are willing to come on board with you. You understand? And it's not easy. Nothing in life is easy. The richest of men do not always have easy days, because if he doesn't get up and try to find something else creative, see, we get back to the word creative. If they don't get up and find something creative to do, it's only a matter of time before whatever it is that they are doing that made them unique or made them a billionaire is going to be not necessarily null and void, but will run its course. Like, for example, Bill Gates invented Microsoft, right? But he's tapping into telecommunications. He tapped into pharmaceuticals, I think, also, because he knows that there are times when certain things will eventually run its course. I'm sorry, he may have had the patent for Microsoft, and so it can keep money in his pocket, but it will only go for so long. After a while, certain things that will run its course. So it's good to always be creative and come up with new ideas where things can work for you. So I think the first step is you can keep the niche, the diss track niche or the diss niche that you have. It can work for you. And I like the fact that you had that animated version with the cowboy scene. It ran, people were talking about it. And I think you don't realize that you actually created a niche for yourself, which means that there's a comedic side to Deva Bratt. I think that you can also tap into that. Now would be a great time, especially for people on TikTok and stuff like that. People want a moment where they can, it's not so hard on them also. They need a comedic avenue, even though there are lots of them out there, but you did something that was very unique with the comedy, you understand? And so it actually worked. So I think that you should tap into that, and you should tap into people who are on social media or people who are willing to get on social media and create a niche market for themselves, and so they can incorporate your talent with it. I think your music will get far. The only thing that I realize with your music is that a lot of them doesn't have a punchline. A lot of your lyrical content are just lyrical. We get you are lyrical, but sometimes you need a punchline in order to push yourself. Because like I say, what works for some people may not work for you. Like a Chronic Law does not have a punchline, but Chronic Law have a niche market of music being depressed. And so he doesn't necessarily need a punchline. And not only that, he was coming from like the six camp, which already had a name in these streets. And so it worked for him. Then he come by money, it worked for him. And so he helped to get himself out there and create a niche market for people who are going through struggles, for people who are just low in mood and all of that. So it worked for Chronic Law. So his music don't necessarily require a punchline for it to sell. You understand? And there are also a lot of producers out there that are willing to work with him. I'm sorry. There are also producers out there that are willing to make a name for themselves. So they will spend big bucks in trying to work with a chronicler. You, on the other hand, you are this type of artist, a diss track type of artist. So upon being a diss track type of artist, so you won't need a punchline, yes. But like I said, you can change up your flow a little bit and try to get your voice a little bit more unique so it can relate to people. People can relate. People want something that they can relate to. And I think that is one of the things. You focus on having a talent too much. You are not the only person out there that's talented. So you're going to have to be what? Creative and come with something else that can match your talent. And like I said, I see the cowboy thing, the comedy, and I dig that. I dig that a lot. And you know, this is what I love. I love creative people. And so I think that if you get, like I said, if you get the right people on your team, it can work. And they have to be people who are not all about money, because we know that money takes you there. But you can go on TikTok sometimes and talk about a lot of things that you are doing. Like, you don't have to give people your personal life, but things that you like. Make yourself relatable and not just the type of person that's willing to headbutt anybody out there who says something that you don't like. You can make yourself more approachable. You understand me? Not necessarily reachable, but make yourself approachable where a person can find it comfortable to come and speak to you and ask you questions about how you write this track and even how you do this. This is a good thing because your person, money is on battle. Money is in battle. And so you can even create a market where you have artists, dancehall artists battle each other. Sting did it. You can do it, Deva Bratt. So see, that's two ideas I come with for you. You can start something where you have artists battle and stop thinking that they won't do it because it's you and because it's Vibes Cartel. No, there are persons out there who are willing to make a name for themselves. Everybody is not the same. And that's what I realized in life. Everybody's not the same. Alkaline did it. Alkaline stood from the day of his career started until today. He stand firm, stand 10 toes down in his own lane. And anybody show up their head, push it their head, and decide or feel froggy to jump to diss him, he's going to annihilate them. And it doesn't matter who. Remember Ricochet? He has no fear. He has no fear. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Fear is not necessarily real. It's not necessarily real. That's why I vlog the way I vlog, because I'm fearless. You understand? So I just believe that this can work for you, Devra, if you just get off the negative road, come on a positive road, get out of the victim lane, come into a lane of self-empowerment, self-improvement, and understand yourself. A lot of times we abandon ourselves in trying to accomplish a lot of things in life. And so you find even the richest of person who gets to the top, they still have to go back to the drawing board where they have to seek counseling. They have to seek, because they sink into depression because they abandon themselves to get straight to the top. And so they don't know who they are. That's why they turn to substance abuse and even start abusing people. So once you get on the road of empowerment, self-improvement, understanding who you are, and you tap into creativity, you can use that element. The element of creativity can work for you, Devra. And so don't think that it can't. But I can't do it for you. I can only offer a word of encouragement. And I think this can work. That's all I have to say. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.